Hello, everybody. Welcome to Kingdom Lum Small Town Underground. Trying something a little bit different tonight. So let's start it off. Here we go.
Oh, damn! Oh, damn! Oh, damn! Oh,
All right, folks. I can't see the comments yet. I'm going to go ahead and stop this nonsense here. If you don't know what this is, July 4th chaos fireworks shot at Minneapolis cops. This is not another country. This is the grand old US of A. Youths. Oh, this is by Fox 9 KMSP. Youths in Minneapolis brazenly launched fireworks at a police squad car amid July 4th festivities that turned out chaotic in Dinktown, despite proactive measures taken by officials to maintain order. Video. If you can believe that, that's pretty crazy to me. Shooting fireworks at the police. So there's actually a whole news story. There's several news stories that go along with it, but I thought that was pretty crazy, man, to see that shooting fireworks off at the cops like that. And this is where we're at. This is where we're at in the cities. This is where we're at in America. Law and order breaking down. People are getting crazy, and so I'm trying to incorporate some videos and some different stuff in here. So that's just some really, really nutty stuff going on. I mean, like, I know there's far worse. I know people are getting killed. I know that, things are just going nuts. But that is like shocking to me to watch videos of them just sitting there shooting fireworks off at the cops like that. This is incredible. I mean, it's the same thing the idiots did down in Atlanta when they tried to burn down the police, that police training center. I mean, these people are crazy, man. This next one is from Liberal Hive Mind on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to him yet, I encourage it. He's awesome. He's got daily videos that come out, but we're just going to listen to what Donald Trump said real quick. So here goes.
I want to see Hunter ask these questions. Hunter, you know nothing about energy. You know nothing about China. You know nothing about anything, frankly. Hunter, you're a loser. Why did you get $1.5 billion, Hunter? And your father was never considered smart. He was never considered a good senator. He was only a good vice president because he understood how to kiss Barack Obama's ass.
Donald Trump, how could you not want to vote for that? That's great. I was shocked when I heard that today. Yeah, I mean, all the stuff coming out about Hunter Biden, and to know that drug-fueled, prostitute-stricken, corrupt crime family, just you name it. If it can be done, they've done it, and somehow he managed to achieve 1.5 billion. I don't even know. It's crazy the amount of money that these people have. While we have cities like San Francisco, homeless people lined up and down the streets. We've got people losing jobs. The groceries, food went up 50%, if not more. Your mortgage rates are sky high, and we've got Hunter Biden making millions of dollars and being on the boards of these crazy corporation companies. I mean, obviously, it's upside down all across the board. So It's nuts, man. It's really nuts. But now I'm glad that there's at least somebody crazy enough to stand up and say it, right? I mean, it's nuts. So I'm going to move a little quick tonight because I got a bunch of stuff to cover. So the next thing I'm going to cover this week in Biden, and there's so many things, and I got to point to this, but excuse me, y'all. I'm playing with some new stuff. So I'm going to pull it up here where you can see it. I'm just going to go down the story first, and I won't show it at the right here at the beginning because it's still on my phone, but I have to share this, and I'm sure that a lot of you guys had heard this over the week. Let's see here. Where's it at? Just bear with me. Right here. This is from Zero Hedge. This was from Zero Hedge back on the, let's say the 29th. Okay. Biden picks up after journalist calls secret burner phone revealed in Hunter scandal. You can't make this up. This is crazy. On Sunday, investigative journalist and Clinton Cash author Peter Schweizer revealed that Hunter Biden had been paying for a secret global phone from AT&T to the tune of $300 a month. We know from the laptop that Hunter Biden's business paid for a private phone line that Joe Biden used while he was vice president. Schweizer told Fox News' Maria Bartiromo, I said that right. It was from AT&T. It was $300 a month. It was a global phone where you could access somebody anywhere around the world. Well, apparently, journalist John Solomon, called the phone and President Joe Biden picked up. Quote, one of those documents got leaked to me and it had a cell phone number that Hunter Biden was paying for, so I figured it was my chance. I've been trying to get fair comment from Hunter Biden, so I'm going to call the cell phone, Solomon told Real America Voice. So I called the cell phone, and guess who picked up the phone? Joe Biden. So, oh, you can't make this stuff up. This is wild. So let's go through the week of Joe Biden from Zero Hedge. And I was picking out 2 or 3 stories, and I'm like, no, there's too many. Secret Service confirms cocaine was found in West Wing phone cubby hours after Hunter Biden visit. Obviously, that's speculation. But we're just going to scroll down here and just hit the Biden stories. So there's a couple pretty good ones here. Just bear with me because I'm also trying this new software out. But let's see here. Joe Biden, who helped his granddaughter with UPenn, wants to crack down on privilege in education. Okay. Let's see here. Well, there's a lot of good stories. We can stay on that. Hiding the Biden. White House aides warned not to talk about Hunter's daughter, non grata. So we don't even want to open that one. I mean, there's, video. Biden wanders around lost, slurs through July 4th speech. So don't have time to play the video, but this is all on Zero Hedge if you want to check it out. They're a pretty good news site, but Lord have mercy. I mean, are we in trouble or are we in trouble? Orwellian Ministry of Truth busted. Judge bars Biden officials, agencies from contacting social media companies. Oh, Lord. That's one we need to get into. That's one we need to get into soon. There's a lot of going on that front as far as freedom of speech. But it doesn't really matter. I'll show you why. But and where was that last one I wanted to look at this week? And Bidenomics. Let's see. Of course, big government, industrial policy, and centralized control. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. So we have a bumbling fool for president that is very, very corrupt and just... It's a shame, really. It's an absolute shame what we have to deal with. So it's pretty crazy. But so I want to go into immediately this Twitter account. And this is going to start the AI portion of where we're at, okay? So I want to explain this to everybody. So this past week, and I did have some... problems. I had the storm knocked out our internet. It took a few days to get everything back normal, so I wasn't able to post any videos or anything like that. But I'm going to go ahead and scroll down because a lot of you guys did see my post. Let's see. It was on affirmative action. So right here. So this was something that I found on Twitter. I've been surfing Twitter. Twitter is great, man. When you want breaking news. The only other sites that I use are my news sites, and of course, NotYourAverageCitizen.org. But when I go to Twitter, my feed is relatively small, and so you can get news pretty quick. That's a great thing about Twitter. But this was the original tweet or the post that I had made, because I couldn't believe it. All right, I'll explain it in a second, but here it goes. This was from Kyle Becker. Joe Biden's former staffer Erica Marsh says the very racist quiet part out loud about affirmative action. Quote, today's Supreme Court decision is a direct attack on black people. No black person will be able to succeed in a merit-based system, which is exactly why affirmative action-based programs were needed. Today's decision is a travesty. When I first read that, I was like, whoa, man. That's some heavy stuff right there. Okay, that was crazy. And so before I posted it, I decided to check it out. And on Twitter, of course, you can see how many times it's been retweeted. You can see a lot of people that retweeted it, and I was like, geez. I mean, I was seeing crap. The affirmative action was just hitting us in the face. It was the worst thing in the world. Oh, I can't believe affirmative action. And when I read that, I was like, whoa, man, that's crazy. So I decided to research it a little bit more, and then I saw several people posting this, and I was like, this is crazy. It looked legit, it sounded legit, but I couldn't believe that people were that stupid, and I had been reading some pretty dumb comments that people actually said about it. Nothing quite as racist as that, but I thought, man, this is nuts. So I posted it. Took a screenshot of it, posted it, and of course we had a few comments in there like, wow, I can't believe that's real. And sometimes it's like, if it's too good to be true, it is, right? But even after research and looking this thing up, I decided to post it. I was like, man, this is wild, dude. Well, it turns out that it was, because I kept seeing it around, and I was like, what? Who is this woman? Like, how is nobody like posting on this, So I ran across, let's see here, and I even posted to the context with a couple articles, and wow. So this is what I came across. This is from Greg Bolden. I believe he's a host of a radio show. I haven't checked out his radio show yet, but I did follow him. Let's go into this. It says this person does not exist. I repeat, does not exist. This is election interference starting early. I will not even link to their page because it is dangerous to continue to follow and engage. This is an account bot. This is an account bot linked to Belgium. This also shows how easy our elections are being influenced, right? So I go down this rabbit hole, and I'm showing you where all this is coming from. This account is linked to a consulting firm in Belgium. Michael Zachrau is behind the liberal dystopian bot triggering conservatives. He's a digital marketing SEO who labels himself as social selling. All right, and then he's got, let that sink in, social selling. So he's got all of this, whatever, success-based search engine marketing. He goes on to say, when Democrats talk about the support for their candidates and create bots as influencers, this is path modeling. It's a scientific method to change the hearts and minds of people who peddle influence over the masses. This is the election interference we've been warned about. It's also, okay, let me go back because this ties in with artificial intelligence and all of these, all of these systems that are coming out, these artificial systems that are coming online. Update, a follow-up to clarify before bed. This image is what minds back to Rhinestone, the website linked to michaelzacro.de. This is Erica March, which leads to his name. So basically, they were using AI software to change this image that you're seeing on the screen here and make this Erica Marsh and come up with this crazy, this crazy racist statement, right? And so it hit me, we're all the time bombarded in social media and news and everything like this, and we're already in the fog of war. A lot of people ask me questions about what I think about Russia and Ukraine and the World War III, and I refrain a lot from talking about it because there is such a fog of war, and it's not my responsibility. There's people out there that can tell you a whole lot more than I can. And I can give you my rundown, but it's mostly doom and gloom. And so I don't focus on it, which we're going to talk a little bit about it tonight. My point is when I try to talk about things, I try to do a very well and researched, balanced sort of take on it, just a common sense approach. And I have to admit, I got caught up in this quote because I was like we're already living in like clown world. So it's not unbelievable to believe a quote like that would come from some liberal idiot, right? Because I mean they're in Minneapolis shooting fireworks off at the cops, for God's sakes, So it's like it's not that hard to believe. But the scary part about it is this is why we a lot of us and Tyler and other people start to talk a lot about artificial intelligence, because the ones that are studying this and seeing all of these digital AI apps that you can use, and you can write stories and you can write articles and you can use them for paintings and pictures and to do things like what's on the screen. When you want to talk about fog of war, it's bad enough that we're in the middle of a proxy war, but this is some really crazy dystopian fog of war, and people are making a lot more money than we are to come out here and to come up with this propaganda, So the entire thing was fake, but I wasn't, of course, the only one that fell for it, right? There was I think it was something, well, let's see right here. 144,000 had just seen this. Let's go back and see. I don't know if I could see the original tweet or not that I posted. Okay, because I probably, let's see. I probably cut it off, but there was thousands of retweets on this quote, but they were also coming at us 90-0. Now, of course, if something is fake or if I've made a mistake in doing this, I'm going to go back and I'm going to post, hey, this is an update. But this one got me, man. It's had me thinking all weekend about it. And plus, I've had a little bit of a break for the most part. But it's wow, man, this is what we're up against right here. This artificial intelligence. Just wait till they're gonna be coming at us so fast. And I'm not saying it's just one side. It's probably going to be Republicans, Democrats, you name it. We're going to be stuck in the middle of this kind of crap. And everybody should know by now that it's the knee-jerk reaction that gets us. All right, it's not bad to repost this. I mean, it's stupid, but once you find out it's fake, it's wow, that really got me, And it's the same thing that they do when it comes to a shooting or when it comes to some sort of race baiting division, and it's sort of a reminder that we have to sort of take everything with a grain of salt until the dust settles, right? Now, of course, we all get caught up in this, but I consider myself somebody who really tries to post things that are almost beyond a shadow of a doubt. I still pay attention to mainstream news sources because you have to find that balance there. You can't just be in an echo chamber. You have to be able to look at the good side, the bad side, and find your truth in the middle. And I still couldn't believe that this was a real quote from somebody, especially after listening or reading Michelle Obama's tweets about this crap while they were on a freaking yacht somewhere, whatever, like I'm privileged and she's not, whatever. So stupid. But the point I want to make to everybody is that this was a fake account. And I believe by Sunday it was completely scrubbed, and they've already traced it back to some firm, some dude that gets paid to literally craft this kind of artificial picture and artificial people and artificial quotes in order to, as propaganda, to make you pay attention, to make you, to bring emotion out of you. Because that brought emotion out of me. I thought about like, how could you say that anybody could not make it in a merit-based system? I mean, that's one of the most probably racist and dumbest things I've ever heard, you know. I mean, even through all the whatever injustices, civil rights you want to call it, that we went through, this is stupid. But folks, it's a wake-up call. This is where we're at. This is where we're at. This is going. We've said this. The dawn of AI started a long time ago, but it got into the news this year, and every month it's been something different. We started in January with ChatGPT. Now we're on ChatGPT 58. Here's where we're at. I have lists of artificial intelligent programs that I could probably write a movie script. You do anything with it. I've got literally 20 or 30 of them at my disposal. I've not even touched any of them. And I've said this 1,000 times. It's not the AI itself, it's who controls the AI, because the people that control the AI are going to try to control your brain. They're going to try to control your mind. And they're going to try to get emotion out of you, just like this story here. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts to me that, So that took me by surprise, but I want everybody to just have a wake-up call. Take a step back from everything that we see, everything that gets posted, because I'm telling you, if they're going to be attacking anybody, they're going to be attacking like people like you and people like me who are out here trying to talk about the truth, trying to shed light on all this corruption and all this idiocracy, and then we get caught up in something like this. And luckily, you know, the account was completely scrubbed, but just a glance over and you look at it, and it goes back to George Floyd, for God's sakes. When the George Floyd video first hit, it was only about a 2 or 3 minute snippet video, maybe. I mean, the first time I watched it, I was a little enraged. I was like, what in the crap is going on here? Why is this guy doing this? You know, all these things. And then until you watch the 20-minute video, the entire video, because you're only seeing that little slice that they want you to see. Then you see the context, and it's kind of a different story. It doesn't make it any better, but you know, they want us to focus on anything that will bring emotion and anything that will take us off of the path of common sense. Something as crazy as that quote would be, and then you automatically think, oh, this person's stupid, this is evil, how could he? Guess what? It was fake. It was fake. So there's no telling how many fakes there are. There's no telling how many fake profiles there are. There's no telling how many fake people there are. You trust no one, and you ask questions. So I wanted to share that, man. I don't know if anybody else got caught up in that. You know, there were some good comments from there. Jackie Harlan said, surely no one actually said that, Roy. I'm in shock as well. I was literally in shock. And, you know, I went back and I said, hey, this is a fake account. So it's crazy, though. That is powerful. That is powerful manipulation. And, I mean, man, like I said, they're 10 steps ahead anyway. I mean, we're lucky to even still have this social media. In fact, I'll try to pull it up. I don't know if I can, but Google just recently changed their terms of service where basically whatever you type on the computer or whatever you say into the computer is going to be, they can scrape it. They can scrape it, and they can use any of your information to teach their artificial intelligence to become better. So there's nothing sacred. There's no pictures on Facebook that belong to you. There's no, what I'm saying right now doesn't belong to me. Every single syllable that comes out of my mouth is going to be translated. It's going to be put into a computer and used to make artificial intelligence stronger, or used to make a case against me when they decide that they want to come and throw me in the gulag and all that crap. So don't think for one second that anything that you put on a computer or an open source media it belongs to you. It doesn't. They can do whatever they want with it, and they just now told you they changed their terms of service. Now they control it. You know, you are now proprietary. So just like working for a corporation and you sign a non-disclosure agreement, or you sign an agreement that says if you come up with something that betters the process, because you work there, it automatically becomes theirs. So now the cat is out of the bag. Everything that we're doing right now, everything we say, everything you type, every word, that's not your word. That word belongs to Google. So look it up if you don't believe me. I mean, it is what it is. So, all right. We're going to move on just a little bit because I don't want to keep you guys on tonight. I'm in a weird mood, man. I'm tired and just it's like I've been going 90-0, y'all. Folks that know me know I have been going to 90-0. I got so much on my brain, and it's hard to keep up, man. It's hard to keep up. So trying to slow down a little bit. And by the way, while I'm searching for this, I still did not get on TikTok or Rumble. It's something I'm working through, but I am upgrading. I'm adding some stuff, right? So you got like my little logo in the corner, and then I'm showing you guys now where you can actually see it. And so I want to bring this up. We'll talk a little bit about this, and I'm not going to go all the way tinfoil hat here, but I want everybody to take a look at this. Biden, this is from Fox News, just 2 days ago, Biden admin gets burned after considering study to block the sun. Now, of course, this is Fox News. It's going to be biased, but let's get to the meat and the potatoes of this. So, come on and load up. And I can't see comments yet, but when I get through all these, I will do comments at the end. So let's just skim through this. Biden admin gets burned after considering study to block the sun. All right, a White House document that revealed the Biden administration considering studying blocking the sun's rays to slow climate change sparked surprise and mockery on social media. The types of geoengineering methods the Biden administration is reportedly considering are stratospheric aerosol injection and marine cloud brightening. That's a mouthful. Social media users questioned how the government could think this was a good idea. And there were several tweets that I'm not going to read. You can go to Fox News and read it. More Daily Mail, more gloomy news from Biden. White House says it's open to plan that would block sunlight from hitting the surface of the earth in bid to limit global warming. Now, I don't know if you guys are old or whatever. You remember the ozone layer, the big hole in the ozone layer that they used to talk about. Anyway, there's not a lot to this article, but the reason I wanted to bring it up is because they were basically caught with a document that leaked that said they're looking into studying it. And so, this was an article from January 11th, 2021. A Bill Gates venture aims to spray dust into the atmosphere to block the sun. What could go wrong? And there's a plethora of information here. Microsoft's billionaire founder Bill Gates is financially backing the development of sun-dimming technology that would potentially reflect sunlight out of the Earth's atmosphere, triggering a global effect. Now, why do I bring this up? Let's see. Let's keep going for a second. The stratospheric controlled perturbation experiment, whatever that is, launched by Harvard University scientists, aims to examine the solution by spraying non-toxic calcium carbonate dust into the atmosphere, a sun-reflecting aerosol that may offset the effects of global warming. So here you have the Biden administration, you have Harvard University, you have Bill Gates all talking about blocking out the sun, essentially, whatever they're using. On this live stream, we've covered the company down in Mexico that was using weather modification, all right? And we studied how the government doesn't have anything to do with it. It's private entities. We also studied, I believe it was in India, somewhere in India, where a firm was able to manipulate lightning, all of these different things. We talk about lasers from space. We saw it not too long ago, China shooting down lasers in Hawaii, green lasers, all these things. But people want to think you're a conspiracy theorist when you talk about weather manipulation, okay? When you talk about it. So I guess I don't know what it takes. I'm not going to sit here and just blatantly say that our weather's being manipulated. You know, regardless of how I feel, I'm trying to keep it balanced here. But evidence to suggest that our own government that claims they're not involved, that they don't associate with HARP, which is a weather modification, institution, And here you have documents talking about blocking out the sun, spraying things into the atmosphere. And you have Bill Gates, who has been pushing blocking out the sun for quite some time when he's not releasing genetically modified, mosquitoes, or trying to come up with insect factories to, take away from the meat, or that latest vaccine that you need to take, right? And so are we really, really far-fetched to even be talking about this? I mean, I didn't know about this. They're reporting on this crap. But here you go. This is from 2021, nearly 2 years ago. Bill Gates Ventures aims to spray dust into the atmosphere. This is a Forbes article, right? Forbes is fairly biased, I mean, for the most part, but there you have it. Like, what more information do you need to suspect that there are some sort of weather modifications going on? Or tried. I mean, you've got Harvard, for God's sakes, that's looking into this stuff. Harvard University. I mean, there it is. And I'm showing you the articles. Anybody can go look this stuff up. I'm not crazy. And I don't honestly care if it works or doesn't work. The fact that it's being studied and most likely tried is what disturbs me. We have no idea what's going on in our atmosphere. We have no idea what's going on with our air. I mean, it's just common sense. This is not a conspiracy theory. They are looking into weather modification. Now, whether they've already done it or not, God knows. I don't have absolute proof, but I've got enough common sense to know that if they're looking into it, and that was 2 years ago, well, how long are you going to look into it? Especially, now I'm sure there's articles that go back further than that, because there's TED Talks that you can watch Bill Gates saying it. I have them on my phone. I wasn't able to make videos about it because I was going to make this a big deal. But I don't understand. And that's, I don't understand people. I mean, of course, if you had the chance to modify the weather, I mean, think about what we do in war, for God's sakes. Think about the nuclear bomb. And is it so crazy? Oh, think about how private companies, they can use weather modification. They can study it. The government can't study it. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I mean, are we that stupid that you can't connect these dots together? Of course, they're looking into this. So God knows what they're going to do. Can you imagine if they succeeded and blocked out the sun? Would it be like some kind of Matrix thing? You remember the first Matrix movie where everybody's living under the freaking ground because, nuclear bombs destroyed and there's nothing. This is nuts, man. Absolutely nuts. So, speaking of that, let's look at this one real quick. So this is from fair.org. This is something that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. talked about, and I don't hear a lot of other people talking about. And I'm going to tell you, I don't care what anybody thinks. I like Robert F. Kennedy. Am I going to vote for him? Nope, I'm voting for Trump. But I like Robert Kennedy Jr. because he is talking about stuff that you would have got made fun of a few years ago, and it's out in the open now. So let's look at this real quick. Report shows how military-industrial complex sets media narrative on Ukraine. All right, so I'm going to kind of skip down here. Think about this right here. CSI was revealed in a New York Times expose back in 2016 to produce content that reflected the weapons industry priorities of its funders. It also initiated meetings with Defense Department officials and congressional staff to push the recommendations of military funders. Remember the video I showed you of Matt Gaetz? So look at all of these think tanks. Think tank. Center for Strategic and International Studies. Atlantic Council, Human Rights Watch, Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, American Enterprise, blah, Council on Foreign Relations, where have I heard that one from, Brookings Institute, Rand Corporation, Center for New American Security, Chicago Council on Global Affairs. You look at this, let me just blow this up real quick so that you can see it. Total media mentions. You can see all of the media mentions, right? And there is only Human Rights Watch on this list is the only one that does not receive defense contractor funding. Okay? I thought it said that there were 2. Okay? And listen to the Quincy Institute. The Quincy Institute, whose own startup funding came mainly from George Soros and Charles Koch, looked at 11 months of Ukraine war coverage, blah, 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 and counted each time one of the 33 leading think tanks was mentioned. So, I mean, there you go. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. So, tell me again how everything's not corrupt. I mean, that everything's not a plan. This is nuts, man. All we're receiving is propaganda all the time, all over the place. You know, it's mind-boggling to me. It's mind-boggling to me how I can pay my taxes, and if I'm late, then I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get penalized, but the Pentagon can find an extra $6 billion for an accounting error and just send it over to Ukraine. And Hunter Biden can make all of this money, and I'm sitting here like, what? What? Why don't you just pay my house off, man, while you're at it? What the crap's going on? You know, this is nuts, man. This is nuts. So I wanted to move on. Like I said, I'm going a little quick tonight because just trying to get this out there, okay? I did post several videos about France. France is in a civil war right now. I'm talking about these idiots are burning this place down. Do not think for one instant that this is not propagated. Do not think for one instant that other countries, including us, are not involved in that, okay? You can do your own research, but the videos are astounding. There are buildings that survived World War I and World War II that are getting burnt to the ground, demolished. I mean, it's insane. What the hell is wrong with you, France? Coming to a theater near you. I mean, if we don't stop this, if we don't protect our areas, all right, we think because we live right here that we're okay, we're immune to it. But look at the video I posted at the beginning at Minneapolis. It's bad enough. It's bad enough that during the Juneteenth celebrations that, you know, people were getting shot left and right and ramsacked all through. I mean, there's a video that I didn't post where there's an ambulance, and I sent it to a couple of people. There's an ambulance parked there. The ambulance drivers are actually putting somebody in the ambulance, and there's people like climbing up all over the ambulance and dancing and dirty dancing, by the way. It's crazy. And we can laugh all we want to. Our cities are a joke, but you know, just like Tyler said in either last week's video, I believe, these smart cities, we're not going to these smart cities. These smart cities are coming to us. What do you think they're going to do? They're not going to trust me. This stuff's coming, man. I mean, I hate to say that. I mean, on my watch, I'm going to do everything I can to keep this stuff away, but it's here. It's on your doorstep. You can't even have 4th of July anymore. You know, there was a crazy video posted 4th of July. I'm sure everybody has probably seen it. Family sitting out in their front yard. Firework goes haywire. Next thing you know, it's blowing up an entire stack behind a minivan. You know, you see those videos every year. But now we're seeing the just big, large groups of people shooting multiple fireworks off at cops and stuff like that. I mean, where is the rule of law in that? People don't care anymore. I mean, we don't respect God. We don't respect religion. We don't respect family. We kill babies. We do all of these things. The culture is completely degraded. Even rappers now are coming out and saying that the way that the music industry, the Tavistock music industry, has let rap go is insane. I mean, my Lord, you know. So I want to move into this. Before I talk about this, let me read this. My intentions, my absolute intentions, have always been to study the Haldeman Report and get it out there. I know a lot of people in Georgia know about the Haldeman Report. I believe this is an opinion piece. I'm going to read a little bit about it because it's not being talked about enough. This is from, I believe, Nate's Substack, which is right around the perimeter Fallout from the Haldeman report continues to plague embattled Secretary Raffensperger. Garland Favorito Group calls on SOS to dump Dominion. Georgia's embattled Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, who is most recently in the news for his upcoming sit-down with Trump investigator Special Counsel Jack Smith, is being called upon to drop the Dominion ballot marking devices found to be inadequately secure by the recently public released Haldeman report, which RAP previously covered. While the Georgia Secretary of State election security website states without evidence that Georgia's elections are among the most secure in the nation, some are questioning the assertion. Voter Georgia is a nonprofit election integrity advocacy group founded by Garland Favorito devoted to ensuring Georgia follows its own longstanding laws to have independently verifiable, auditable paper trail for all votes cast on electronic voting machines. Okay, I'll stop there because, folks, there is new information coming out daily, weekly about election integrity in this state of Georgia. Correlate that with every single stupid AdSense that I get about the top 10 places to live, the top 10 blah, blah, blah. Here's the states with this. Georgia's not on hardly any of them states. Now, you might be seeing them. I'm not. Georgia is almost lost. Okay? And our GOP, the governor's broke away from the GOP. He's out there doing his own crap now. They're trying to paint this picture like people like me who do not believe that our elections are secure in this state, do not identify with establishment politics, that we're just a bunch of crazy redneck idiots, that we have no standing, and that we are the ones that are trying to manipulate the GOP and break it apart. Blah. You know what? That's all bull crap. It is all bull crap, and the people that espouse that amaze me. Okay? Well, I am not doing anything. I am trying to protect my way of life, my family, my community, all of these things from what's going on in Atlanta and all these other areas. Voting was supposed to be my God-given right. It was supposed to be free and secure. And if any part of the election system is in question, it needs to be debated, looked at, and studied and figured out a way to bring back the faith and the trust in the people. That being said, all of the information is coming out. The Haldeman report, all of the new revelations that are coming out, everything that Voter Georgia is doing, as well as other organizations, are just sidelined left and right. Now, I tried to explain this earlier today. Instead of any of our officials looking into these things, they turn a blind eye and they try to tell you to move on. They try to tell you that you're crazy and that you're causing division, all this. But I can't find one. I can't find one-sided article where these people are looking into any of this new information that's coming out, right? Because you have persistent people like Voter George. You have persistent people like myself who are continuing to look into this. And because we know, everybody knows, we know that something's not right. I'm not going to sit here and say I know what it is. I'm not going to sit here and speculate on exactly. I have no absolutes. All I see is these things that's coming out. And I cannot believe even that the Haldeman report has not gotten more coverage than it has. I cannot believe that it's just being swept under the rug. I cannot believe that we're not having a more sensible discussion about all this, right? Now, I told you from the get-go, and I'm not even trying to pick on Brian Kemp, but why don't we look at this from the Daily Beast? So I'm going to blow this up here because this is hilarious. I just found this, and I didn't even expect to find it. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp considers what he really wants out of 2024. So it's a puff article is all it is. Talking about how he could possibly run for president, in recent interviews. This is by the Daily Beast, of course, but we'll just read a little bit of it. In recent interviews, Kemp has publicly not ruled out a run for president, and plugged-in Republicans say... Plugged-in? Like, I'm not a plugged-in Republican, evidently. Republicans say he hasn't taken the option off the table. Blah, 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 blah. If Trump's support remains soft, But top rivals like Florida GOP Ron DeSantis or Tim Scott don't gain traction. It's widely expected that Kemp's phone will blow up with pleading messages from GOP donors and bigwigs that consider a late entry. Of course, this is just a puff piece, but this is the only pieces I'm seeing about Kemp. I don't hardly hear anything about Kemp. I don't hear from the concerned citizens aspect, the people that are trying to figure out what in the crap is going on in our state, and you know, I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing any concern. I'm not seeing anybody no reach out from these people. Not even like a plead, like, hey, can we just stop and let's sit down and talk? Instead, it's just a puff piece. You know, I'm not impressed, man. I am not impressed at any of this crap. He just launched a federal PAC to boost his profile, for instance, and the presidential speculation could help fill its coffers. It's all about the money. Follow the money, 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 money. I'm going to tell you, man, we're growing pretty weary of the money. We're growing pretty weary of this system and how it's working. And don't tell me that you can't make a change. Because I'm going to tell you, man, I can't go into detail, but there are people that are working extremely hard to break through this system of injustice, that are trying to break through and get something on the table that will force the hand of these people. Because I'm telling you, if you're going through this much trouble, to not look into something, I mean, Occam's razor, the most logical explanation is you're hiding something, okay? Because you can't have this much information coming out and it just be completely invalid. You cannot. You cannot. And I will scream it till I'm blue in the face. There is something wrong with the integrity of our elections in this nation, and more we're finding this out. I will not bow to this. I will vote. I will vote on these systems. I will do it. If I have it my way, I won't be voting on these systems. But what I'm saying is, screw all this stuff about, oh, you're going to make people stop voting. No, you're not going to make people stop voting. When 2024 comes along, if it comes along, trust me, people are going to vote, man. People are going to vote. But for that matter, I'm just saying, this is insane. It's insane every day, the things that I read. There's so much more that I could cover. I really want to sit down and do a Haldeman report. I really want to sit down and I want to get some people in here and talk. I want to get Garland Favorito on. I want people to get involved because so much is going on, man. And thank you. I feel like I'm involved in some things that I can't possibly begin to fathom of how I got to where I am with it. But it's exciting. It's exciting to know that there are some just stone cold patriots out there that's not paying attention to any of the BS, and they are on fire, really trying to make some differences, right? I mean, we haven't even, our GOP's in this area. Psh, wait till they get rolling. You know, there's so many good things coming. And to me, okay, how do I say this? Like, I don't understand the opposition. I don't understand the oppositions of paper ballots. I don't understand the opposition of strengthening elections. I don't understand the objection to looking into some of these things, because all people really wants the truth. And if you show them the truth, they'll shut up. They'll be like, okay, if you show me that it was a fake account on Facebook or Twitter, I'm going to come back and say, hey, everybody, it's a fake account. That's what it was. I'm going to explain it. All I want is the truth. If there's nothing to hide, why are you trying so hard to hide it? If there's nothing to hide, why are you trying so hard to hide it? It's killing me. It's absolutely killing me. But, all right. Before I go to comments, I'm going to talk a little about Ukraine, because the Zaporozhye nuclear plant is hot topic right now. I don't have anything to pull up, and I'll just give you my 2 cents. I don't know what's going to happen, but if you want my opinion, I will tell you. I do believe that something radiological is coming. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I think that we're going to be in nuclear war. I'm not going to say that it's going to be a Holocaust, but I do believe that the Zaporozhye plant is going to be used in some sort of way that's going to create a radiological event. Now, if you're paying any attention to what's going on overseas, you'll know that I believe next week is like the summit council for the UN, and they're going to be looking at putting in Ukraine in the UN and all this crap. And you got idiots like Lindsey Graham out on TV talking about we're going to kill every last Russian. Lindsey Graham, I don't know what is wrong with you, South Carolina. What is wrong with you people? How on earth is this man still in office, for God's sakes? How? I mean, I'm telling you, it's nuts. But like I said, Russia is not going to give up the occupied land that they've taken in Ukraine. Ukraine is not going to stop fighting Russia over the land. America is in a proxy war with Russia. Okay? It's very, very simple. These are facts. The nuclear plant, Zaporozhye, is the largest nuclear plant there, I guess, on the European side. It is shut down at this moment. I cannot share with you specifics for the fog of war, right? Because I can speculate all day long, and all the other channels I listen to, I speculate. We've been hearing this for a while. But there is no end to this. There is no peace treaty to this. It's only going to get worse. Okay? It's only going to. How is it going to get better in these circumstances? If there was some sort of peace deal to be reached, right? But America already screwed that up. The UK already screwed that up. When we had a chance for peace, we're too far. Now, my opinion is if the UN makes Ukraine a member state, Russia's going to retaliate. Or could Ukraine set up a false flag at Zaporozhye plant with a dirty bomb like it's being reported and possibly destroy the nuclear plant, creating a radiological disaster, then blame it on Russia, or vice versa. Russia does it and blames on Ukraine. Who knows? But either way, if there's a radiological disaster there, it's going to force the hand of NATO to get involved. And that is a game changer. It already was a game changer months ago with the tanks and the planes and the ammunition, and now Raytheon is bringing back their old engineers because we're completely behind on Stinger missiles and we don't know how to make them anymore, and we're running out of arms. China's sitting back laughing at us. Iran is continuing to threaten Israel. Israel's crazy. I mean, we're in it, y'all. And that's all I'm going to say. Off record, we're going to talk, but there's so much that I cannot even begin to explain if you're not keeping up with Ukraine and Russia and all this crap, because we're getting all this candy crap thrown in our face. Cocaine in the White House. Donald Trump's been he's been indicted 148,000 times, and we got him this time. It's so stupid. Brian Kemp's gonna save the day. I mean, I don't know. Google scraping our information. It's wild. There is good news out there. I don't want to completely end on doom and gloom. There's a lot. Robert Kennedy Jr. is talking about it. There's a lot of people talking about it. How this censorship, this censorship, is becoming a big issue. All right, and I don't feel like our Republicans and our Democrats they even care about it. Right? If the tables were turned, the Democrats would want censorship and freedom of speech all day long, but they're crazy. Now they're liberal lunacy, so they want to shut it up, right? Because it's not the narrative on our side. We deal with truth. We deal with facts and the truth, and the facts don't have feelings. And now they've misconstrued it to feelings and race and division and blah, yada, yada. It's the tables have turned. It's clown world. It'll never survive itself. But I do believe that censorship is going to be a hot topic, And say what you will about Elon Musk. I like Elon Musk. I don't like Elon Musk, whatever. Twitter has definitely opened up. And God knows. I mean, at this point, I question everything's a setup. Everything's propaganda. I mean, now next week, what is it going to be? Is it going to be? I mean, they're getting better at these profiles. They're getting better at these lunatic comments that got me. Thank God people were out there looking, and then they can tie them back to everything. But fog of war, fog of politics, the artificial intelligence is going to keep fogging everything up. It is what it is. So it's 10. I'm going to read the comments. Let's see. Jennifer Jones, Hilligus, enjoyed lunch today. What kind of crazy people do this to the cops? Good grief. No wonder they can't find cops to work. Like I said, it's not the worst thing, right? In the grand scheme. I mean, we're not talking about murder. I know there was some murders that went on this weekend. I know there was like another trans murder thing going on. But just to see that video, that shock of the groups of people just sitting there shooting off fireworks at cop cars like that was incredible to me. Like the complete disdain for law and order. And that's going on right now while things are still relatively calm. I mean, I can't put a word on it. I mean, we have to be vigilant against this stuff. We have to support our law enforcement as much as we possibly can. And I just, it's wild, man, to watch those videos like that. And it's every week it's something else. So, Brian Queen, control the weather, control the people. Absolutely. I don't understand. This is not conspiracy theory territory anymore. I mean, it never was, really. We've known about this for quite some time. You look up HARP, you look up DARPA initiative, you look up all these things, and now you look up Bill Gates, like I showed you, talking about blocking out the sun, and they already have chemical compounds for this stuff. You want to talk about chemtrails, you want to talk, all of it is speculation, but the fact remains that it's being studied by Harvard University, that the White House has papers on it. Unless this is some kind of Operation Blue Book where they're trying to make you believe that aliens are 100% real, but I don't know. The jury's out. All I know is they're reporting on it, right? They're reporting on it. So it's not speculation at this point. Now, whether or not it can be possible, I don't know, but they're 10 steps ahead of me, so they could already be doing it right now, and I don't know about it. Because for the last few months, all I've been doing is looking up at the sky anyway. Because they call it graying of the sky. I don't know. But it's there. I mean, I'm not worried about it. But, I mean, it just put another quarter in the Alex Jones was right jar, right? I mean, I can't even wear a tinfoil hat anymore. I can't even put one on anymore because we're living in it every day, Jennifer Tudor, I think they'll kill RFK before it's over. He's talking about everything they try to hide. Jennifer, I had the same exact thoughts, feelings on this earlier today. I was catching up from just being out of the loop for a few days, and it was good to be out of the loop. It's always good to throw your phone down or not be able to get that text message and not be able to get that video. But I thought, man, the more he's talking about things, man, you can feel it in the air. Good Lord. And by the way, I totally missed it, but the Biden administration come out last night at midnight and said that they're not going to release the JFK documents. We're going to hold them indefinitely. Donald Trump didn't release the documents, and now here we are in the Biden administration. They were supposed to be released in 2017, holding them indefinitely. And I thought about that as I was listening to RFK talk, and I thought it would not surprise me if they tried to kill this man, especially when he's coming out of left field like Donald Trump came out, and he's giving them a run for their money. Say what you will, I'm not going to vote for the man, but I'm going to tell you right now, he's got it going on, and he is really bringing up some stuff, and he's making a lot of sense, and he's talking about things Bernie Sanders, he's a fake socialist anyway. No good dogs talk about socialism. Man, you don't even hear nothing out of that old hag. But at least Robert Kennedy's up there bringing up some real stuff and going between the party lines saying we need to work on this. I heard him today on a short video talking about the censorship problem, about how his plan, how he would handle censorship. It's pretty dang good. At least he's talking about it. At least he's got it out there in the view. So Lord knows. Pray for him is all I can say. Brian Queen, they did it to his uncle. They did it to his father, his uncle, a cousin. Lord, Jennifer Tudor, if they don't give or provide paper ballots, we need to request an absentee ballot and try to hand deliver it. It works for them. All I'm gonna say, and there's some really good initiatives. I know that I know about that initiative. There's other initiatives going on. There are people that are working very, very hard to uncover the integrity issues of the Georgia election systems. And I really believe that there will be differences made. There's too many people working on it. There's too many directions this is going in. And yet again, I will say this, you cannot deny this, but anything that strengthens our election integrity in this state, whether it be getting away from Dominion systems, even if you don't think that we need to, if it's something that makes it bulletproof, if it's something that makes it concrete, it's worth it. I said it last year, I said a year and a half ago, the crap that they released when I read it, when they were patting themselves on the back saying, we fixed the Georgia election. That was garbage. I read it in the other room. It was garbage. You can go back and look. It's on YouTube somewhere. It was garbage. Didn't fix nothing. It was a bunch of common sense crap that should have been there from the beginning, and we wouldn't have been this far in. I mean, nobody's buying this. Nobody is buying this crap anymore. All right, and every single day that goes by, and every Haldeman report that comes out, and every group that comes out, and everybody that's suing for Freedom of Information Act, and everybody that's digging, nobody's buying this anymore. Okay, and if there's nothing to hide, you need to comply with it, and you need to bring it to the forward, because we can get through one at a time, one at a time, one at a time. Because, like I said, you can disagree with me all day long about weather modification, but there it is. You know, we can agree all day long about turning the frogs game, but atrazine in the water, there it is. I mean, we So, Jennifer Tudor, Raffensperger should have been arrested by now. You're absolutely right. It's been a long time coming. I mean, these people are brazen, man. These people are absolutely brazen. It's amazing to me. The more that I read, the more that I uncover, and I cannot do the service of sitting down and really digging into it because of our work schedules and our family schedules. And, if I could do this full time, I would. But yeah, I mean, the more that comes out, I mean, these are some dirty, dirty people here, Brian Queen, Tactical Civics, I agree. Tactical Civics is another tool in the toolbox that can be used to fight against corruption and tyranny in this country, as hopefully it begins to catch on. We've got some things coming up in Walker County for Tactical Civics. We plan to move it forward. It's as plain as day. We're going to move it forward as much as we possibly can. So you continue to talk about it. Continue to get involved. Go to tacticalcivics.com. Go to voterga.org. Check out the GOP in your local area. Check out the GRA, Georgia Republican Assembly. Check out. I mean, there's so many. There's groups popping up all over the place, that are really trying hard to fight against this, and they're not crazy. They're not stupid. They're not extremist. It's just people that really care about it. And if you see all of this crap in the world, fireworks at cars and people shooting each other and just total chaos everywhere. All right. And you can't have it all over here on one side and not think that it's not part of everything else. It's all over the place. And how do we get here in the beginning? How do we get here to begin with? Go back in your mind and think about where we were 4 or 5 years ago before COVID, and now look where we're at now. Look where the Colton Moores and the Marjorie Greens, people like the Clayton Fullers out there, district attorneys, the groups that have formed. And now all of a sudden you got people going, whoa, no. Go back and think about where you were and the people that were in charge in the beginning, and look at where you're at now. And you need to do some soul searching, because we are not going back from that. We're not going back to it. I'm not going back to it. I'm not doing anything. I'm not running for office. I'm sitting here running my mouth, but I'm going to run my mouth for the things and for the people that are moving forward away from this liberal lunacy, this establishment BS. We're going to correct some of these wrongs, y'all. That's all there is to it. All right, let me start this thing over. So here we go. I am getting off of here tonight. I surely appreciate everybody who has hung out. I hope I didn't miss any comments. I don't think that I did. And thanks to everybody who hung out with me. And thank y'all for continuing to support me. And feel free to share it. Just get it out there in the masses. I know we covered a lot. But I felt like it needed to be covered. Oof. Y'all have to forgive me. I can't get everything automated. Anyway, I felt like we had a lot to cover, but I think I tied it all in together pretty well. But anyway, holler at me. I got all my online stuff. It wasn't the CIA. It was the lightning and the thunder, and killed my modem. And I'm all back to 100% now. So hopefully I'll have some videos coming out in the next few days. Hopefully I'll be able to do this on TikTok and Rumble. I have trouble as always. I can go watch a video and say how it's done. It doesn't work. But we're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. Hope you like the new graphics. I'll have to check it out. I really like being able to show y'all exactly what we're talking about without having to go back. So there it is. Let me know if you liked it.